a very interesting college story this weekend. Our own Pete Thamel reported that the new Michigan head coach, Sherrone Moore, who you obviously know because he coached half their season last year, is one of 7 members from last year's staff accused of violating NCAA rules in connection to a sign-stealing scandal revealed last season. This according to an NCAA notice of allegations draft obtained by ESPN. So those are a lot of words. So we had to bring Pete Thamel into the conversation so that I could make sure. I sat there yesterday during a lightning delay on the golf course, and I read your story over and over and over again, and I'm still not 1,000% sure I understand exactly what it means. So we've got Pete to break it down, and we've got Sir Paul to analyze what it actually means. Pete, for those who haven't seen it, in English, what exactly are they saying?
Well, Greeny, this draft of the notice of allegations comes from the Connor Stallions scandal. I think the first thing about the draft that stood out to me was it really laid bare the extent of the illicit in-person scouting scheme that Michigan had operated from 2021 to 2023. The draft cites 58 instances of illegal in-person off-campus scouting. It included 53 games, 13 opponents. In 2022, they scouted one single team 7 different times. So the draft really digs in on that. Now, Sherrone Moore became the headline yesterday. He is in position to potentially, according to the draft, be suspended or face a show cause order, in part because he deleted a thread of more than 50 text messages with Connor Stallions the day the story broke, naming Stallions as the face of this scandal. Moore faces what the NCAA says in the draft is a level 2 violation, and he is potentially a repeat offender because he got jammed up in the other Michigan scandal, which occupied a lot of our last summer, Greeny, which was the illegal COVID off-campus recruiting case. Moore was suspended for the opener last year. So that is, in a nutshell, what happened. I guess the final thing, Greeny, is that the University of Michigan also faces a level 1 violation in this. The NCAA called it a pattern of noncompliance for the university.
Okay, so in the most dramatic scenario, if they throw the biggest book at them they can, what does Sherrone Moore potentially face?
So I would think Sherrone Moore faces a short suspension if you look at the history of this stuff at the maximum. To go through sort of the matrix of what could happen to Michigan in this, Greeny, I don't think they're going to have any type of postseason ban. I don't think, looking at history and looking at past precedent in this, there's going to be any type of retroactive anything to what they've already won and accomplished. Their accomplishments are safe. There's no players' eligibility at stake in this. So for Moore, who's sort of become the face of this notice because the other coaches involved have all gone to the NFL, I would think we will find out in the upcoming weeks and months, depending on how long this takes to litigate, if he does end up getting some type of suspension.
Okay, fascinating. And of course, with Jim Harbaugh, he does also face potentially being suspended half the season in the NFL. No, I'm kidding. Nothing is going to happen to him. He's long gone, and obviously nothing whatsoever will happen to him. Okay, Paul, I'm coming to you with the simplest of questions. Big deal? Not a big deal?
I don't think it's a big deal. And Greeny, I'm struggling to remember anything other than the fact that you had to stop your golf round yesterday because of lightning. But the point being here is this is all a continuation of a long, drawn-out story that in many people's eyes, probably other than the NCAA, is over. Let's not forget that Charlie Baker, the president of the NCAA, and this may sound out of context because it probably is, but after Michigan won the national championship, he said they won fair and square. I remember that, and I think a lot of lawyers are going to remember that too if this case goes very far and puts Michigan in the crosshairs. I think the reporting on this by Pete is fantastic, and I'm not trying to minimize it. But the point is that in the big picture of college athletics, nobody respects the NCAA. Nobody really cares about the NCAA. And there are a team of lawyers ready to drag this out and to threaten the NCAA if they dare do anything to Michigan other than a slap on the wrist.
Can I also confirm one thing I think I read in your story, Pete, that actually made me laugh out loud? Did the NCAA just this weekend confirm that that was indeed Connor Stallions on that opposing sideline?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. What our eyes and sensibilities dictated to us last fall was officially confirmed that Connor Stallions was in a disguise, wearing Central Michigan issued team gear on the weeknight opener when they played Michigan State. They also said he bought a ticket for one of the interns who stood in the crowd and taped Michigan State's signals during that game.
Yes. Can I just point out the funny part of this? Is that it took them till now to confirm this? I mean, I confirmed it the first time I saw the video, so the confirmation came from this program that day. B, Paul, if you had been accused of being on that sideline, wouldn't the first thing you would have done is gathered everyone around you and said, actually, that wasn't me. That was Fred Zimmerman, and here's a picture of what I was doing that day. Like, how it took them till now to confirm that that was Connor Stallions? I thought that had long since already been confirmed. Paul.
Well, it had by you and everyone else, but Connor was saving that for the Netflix documentary coming out in 2 weeks. So,
I mean, the story. Literally, I mean, the NCAA releases stories, or Pete, again, with the outstanding reporting, releases stories about the NCAA that just make you laugh.